school on Friday. We'll see.
Yeah, I was
And I was like, all
telling him.
right, guess we don't have snow day. And then, ding.
You're like, ooh.
All right then. Never mind.
Snooze, sleep.
I don't think I have your cell phone number. So I have to add you to my text list. Get it like at least a few minutes earlier. All right, are we ready?
You good?
All right, I will call the meeting to order and we'll open with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Fleming, would you like to do the roll call this evening?
I am, yes, I would, and I'm far more prepared this time. So, got a mental block last time. Steve Hires,
I am here.
Here's a sheet here.
Chandler Fleming is here. Phil Reed,
Here.
Rob Nanowitz, not present. John Doolin, Leanne,
Here.
Stephen Martin,
Here.
Matt Blue,
Here.
Blue or Blow?
Blow.
Blow.
Very good. Welcome, everyone. First item on the agenda that we need to act on is the approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion, please,
I motion
to approve the agenda? Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The agenda is approved. We have no carryover items. On to regular business. The regular business number 1 is a request to approve the minutes from our last November 17th meeting. Everybody got a copy of the minutes. Can I have a motion to approve them, please?
I move to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Give me a second. Phil seconds.
Yep.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. The minutes are approved. Item number 2 is to review the 21-22 video center budget. The report ends on January 31st, 2022. Everybody has a larger copy and has had a chance to review it. Mr. Merck, would you like to walk us through any highlights you want us to pay special attention to?
Sure. There are a couple things. At the top, you will see under fundraising, we have $2,911.88. That is from our Movies in the Park partnership that we partner with the Clarkston Area Chamber and Independence Township Parks Recreation. And that is for what we received for our last 4 movies. So that is in there. I will kind of draw your attention to our EduStaff Purchase Services line. You will see that has about a 39% budget remaining. I have been informed that EduStaff actually takes a cut or takes additional money as a contract fee for having employees there. So that line is running a little tighter than I'd like. It is possible in our April meeting I will come back to the board and ask for a budget amendment to add a little money to that line to better fill it to get us to the end of the year. I will also note that in our conference and registration line, we're at $12,000. That will bring us to a later discussion. Everything else seems to be running as expected.
Can you tell us how much of a fee or what they're...
So the way EduStaff works is for employees making a little over $35,000, less than $35,000, they take a 17% fee during each paycheck. If they get over $35,000, it goes down to a 13% fee, and that applies to part-time staff and full-time staff.
What do they do?
EduStaff is the company the school uses to employ a portion of its staff. We moved our full-time employee to it and our staff to it to kind of save a little bit on our retirement end of it because our staff were not sticking around to really take the advantages of retirement. So that's why we ended up in this.
And that percentage is almost 40%.
Correct. Yeah.
So 17% is much better. It's basically covers FICA and FUTA and MUTA and whatever the unemployment, Social Security, whatever the taxes are that comes out of your paycheck when you contract an employee. You don't pay that, but EduStaff pays that, so that's how they
And they
pass
do
that
the
fee along.
headhunting and searching and screening and a lot of that to bring you qualified candidates, or?
No, it's our own people. So like if we
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
hire somebody else in this
You do it
role,
directly.
we would decide if they, especially if they weren't full time, it would make sense that they work for EduStaff, so we didn't pay school retirement because they probably weren't going to work here for 30 years. But it would be us doing the recruiting; they would do the hiring essentially. So they become a contract employee back to the district.
So we're in the process of hiring a new part-time staff member, and I come up with the job description and such. I send that to this HR here and to EduStaff. They post it, and then I get to see who applies and let them know, like, hey, I want that person. And then they go through some school training when we go through that hiring process.
The orientation.
Orientation.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Welcome, Mr. Fisher.
Thank you. I just left the other meeting.
Very good.
I made a motion to adjourn. They couldn't figure out why I'd make that motion in the middle of the meeting.
It's a motion to adjourn is always in
So
order.
I could get here on time.
We're glad you could join us.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the budget report?
Lease payments look on the little low side. Are we expecting a payment?
Yep,
or-
we should be receiving another payment. Probably, usually these payments end up just after meetings, so I'm sure I'll get an email going, hey, another lease payment was sent.
And then it looks under operating cost, other purchase services. Is that misspelled? I'm not the greatest speller, but
Oh, it could be. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I wonder how long that's been like that.
It's been like that for years.
Don't know.
Very good. Good eye. All right, we'll move on to item 3, which is a production status update. I don't know who wants to go first, but take it away.
I guess I'll go first. Over the last month or so, we have upgraded our broadcast system, which I believe we approved at our last meeting. That is up and running. Some of the really old on-demand files are still coming back because I have to manually go in and re-trigger them to become on-demand. And now if you look on you can search in the App Store on your phone or on Apple TV and download the Cablecast app, and we are now on there. And you can watch meetings. We're gonna be adding more sporting events and stuff to that because now it's HD, so it makes sense that it could be there. So yeah, there's that. I don't know if everyone knows, but this room, there's 3 PTZ cameras in this room. The one that's behind us back there by the flag stopped working. So at our next board meeting, I'm going to come forward with a proposal for, after we approve next year's budget, to purchase cameras as well. And that will happen right away in July when our new budget takes effect, so we can get that resolved. And summertime around here to do this project makes sense. So our part-time staff are going to be getting a pay increase. The district is looking at raising its minimum wage for its EduStaff employees, and so the PA1 position, which is $12 an hour, is going to be going away. Matt and I at some point are going to discuss how we reorganize that, but for the time being, our part-time staff employees will all move to PA2. And I believe our intern rate is going to have to change as well. I don't know what that will be. Let's see. We lost a part-time staff member to a full-time job. Great, because his work with us got him that job. So I think we're kind of doing what we envisioned we would do with our part-time staff, in that they work for us, they learn the stuff that they do, and the work that they do gets them that full-time job in this field. And the spot that he vacated, we're going to replace with a multimedia marketing specialist. Something that we've all kind of realized is social media is a lot of work, and the 2 of us in the office don't always have the time to pay attention to that as much as we want to. So we think somebody who's looking to go into that field in that area would maybe benefit us and could focus on that a little more than we can when we finish editing something and post it and hope we remember to post it in all the spots it should be. So
Would that be a part-time or full-time?
it's going to be part-time. And hopefully it'll help us with our sponsorship stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the second semester has begun, a couple weeks in. I think last we spoke, I mentioned that media numbers had taken a little bit of a hit, but I think in that time, I was able to do a survey that had PMTV, which is the advanced class I teach. I was able to find enough students that were interested in either resuming that class, meaning taking it again, and having enough new interested students to take it where they were able to offer that class second semester. So my existing media classes got a little fuller as they moved those kids into my existing media classes, but we were able to carve out that class there. So that worked out. Things at Renaissance are still going well. As a matter of fact, I think today I just got word that the state has officially approved their, I think they call it radio and television program. That's what my CTE status is under. So I believe that just became official today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We're still making plans for Renaissance next year. One thing we realized is we might have to stagger the classes a little bit. Originally, this year I taught media production, the intro course first semester, and PM second semester. But because you have to kind of take media production first, that kind of limited the pool of potential students for second semester. So I think what we're looking into doing is next year we're teaching media production first semester and second semester. And then the year after that, first semester would be PM TV production, the advanced course, and then second semester we're kind of going through a couple options of what that might be.
And I would also mention we had a past student who came to us expressing interest in announcing games, and he does a pretty good job. I encourage everyone to listen to a basketball game and hear what that's like, 'cause it's pretty good.
Awesome. Any questions? Very good. The next item on the agenda is a request to approve attendance for the National Association of Broadcasters Conference.
Yeah.
I move we reject this.
It's,
I'm just kidding.
Only if they bring you?
So I think it was back in 2015 is the last time that we attended NAB. And at that time we were looking for a new broadcast system, and that was kind of the purpose of us attending. This year, or this time, our focus is a little less on new equipment and more on professional learning. We've attended quite a few local conferences and stuff, and something that NAB offers us that these local conferences doesn't is some of the more advanced training and sessions. So that would be kind of the purpose of this. The intent is all three of us will go. Matt may or may not be there for the entire thing because of his classes, so we'll kind of figure that out. I don't have any numbers because NAB has not posted 2022 numbers yet for pricing and such.
Nothing like waiting till the last minute.
Nope.
So the details of this, tonight we're gonna sort of authorize the booking and travel, and then at our March meeting we'll approve the actual numbers just to make sure that we're good, because anytime there's travel involved, and especially in the interesting scenario if they kind of approve their own stuff based on how we're organized, I just want to make sure that we're being transparent in this. So we're going to do a motion tonight to authorize them to move forward and book it, and then we'll just rubber stamp it if everything looks good at the next meeting.
And after this meeting, at the township board meeting in March, I will ask for approval to travel out of state.
So, based on your visit last time, what were some neat and exciting things that you look forward to gleaning from this one?
So, NAB is really, there's a lot of cool things about NAB. One, anywhere you walk in that conference hall and anyone you talk to is doing something in video, and so just the things you learn, and sometimes conversations come up that you didn't
never
even think
expect
like,
it.
oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Or you see something that'd be cool. I think for at least Santino and I think we're looking at some of the software that we use, learning some more advanced editing techniques and such would be huge.
How many
I know you're
atten-
very happy from the last trip, so I was just curious if you had any goals or.
Can I ask one other follow-up question? How many attendees would there be typically?
You know what? That's a pretty large conference.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's in the thousands.
Thousands, okay.
Yeah.
So you're bound to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a networking component
It's a
too,
network, yes.
right? Where you
Yeah.
get to collaborate with people from all over, and we haven't done anything in 2 years
Right.
along these lines. So, even some of the more local things that we might have been to a few years ago, like it's definitely time. We have new equipment, to learn things about it that we don't even know.
And when I come to the April meeting, you'll also see the schedule and what those sessions are, and we're all going to kind of put down what we're interested in attending. So the board should know like what we're going there for and what our interests are and what's.
Yeah, last time Steph and I went, we walked just a lot of the exhibit floors where all the tech and stuff was. And one thing we realized from that visit is, we didn't get the workshop passes, which would have, that's where you get to have more, not quite one-on-one time, but more small class stuff. And we're like, we need to remember that next time that's worth looking into, because traveling this gigantic floor of all this equipment's great, but getting to do some workshops is, more bang for your buck, so to speak.
Awesome. The motion is on your page on the agenda form. Somebody like to make the motion?
Now, it refers to township, but I would recommend to the township board.
Yep.
Okay, I'll make the motion. Can I do that?
You
Because
can.
I have to,
Yes, you may.
I have to vote on it on the
There.
township board too.
Yep.
Yes, but
You can
motion
recommend
it.
to yourself.
I'm kind of locked in. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
If you recommend it, you should probably vote for it, though.
Exactly. Okay. I'll make the motion.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I second that.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. We expect pictures as well.
And don't call us if you're out of money from the slot machine.
Just make sure you bring the township funds for that. We have no more regular business action items tonight. Item number 7 is public comment. Do we have any members of the public who would like to address the board? I see none. We have board member comments, which I really want to remove board member comments from the agenda, because if it's not on the agenda, I don't feel like we should have it in the meeting, but I keep forgetting to do that. The one thing I want to mention before we adjourn is we did talk about a tour, right? Stefan had the idea, what if we did the tour on a night when they were actually doing a basketball game? So we could potentially get together and check things out beforehand, and then see, in action how they're
That's a great idea.
broadcasting that.
Yeah,
So the
I'd really like to do
next
that.
game is on Thursday.
Thursday the 17th is the next
17th.
game we're looking at doing, which I believe is girls basketball.
So the idea would be that we would all meet at the high school at 6:00, and we'd bring something in to eat a little.
Buy pizza for the students. We can buy a couple more pizzas if more people want to come.
Where do we go into the school? Which
You'll go through the main entrance.
main entrance?
You walk straight through, and
B204.
B204. So it's the
B?
B. Yep. And we'll have somebody at the front door making sure everyone finds.
Yeah,
it.
sometimes they keep those doors pretty locked down, so we might have to have someone kind of check.
Just make sure you have somebody's cell phone number.
Yeah, 17?
17?
17th, a week from tomorrow.
Week from tomorrow.
Does that
That's
work
the next game
for
we plan on
everybody?
covering.
I think
It
so.
doesn't for me, but evenings usually aren't good anyway, so.
Well, we try to cover one game a week, so even if you can't make that particular game, there's potential. I mean, they're almost all evening games, obviously, but we try to do one a week, so there's always the other opportunity if a board member can't make the 17th to come to another game.
Another date probably wouldn't be any better, so.
We can, I'm sure, find time if you wanted to come by.
Well, I'm considering doing the show, so I may be in the studio again.
Okay.
I don't know. So, I'm considering it, so.
Awesome.
Oh, you had an open house at the studio not too long ago. Did you get any?
We did not get enough to register it, enough people registered
Gotcha.
to do it, so we're gonna do it again. We're gonna try it again this spring, this
Okay.
summer.
I don't know, like, what you want to call it necessarily, but I found, like, people are more hesitant when they don't know what kind of crowd size they're going to have.
Right.
You know, there's a whole slew of people that I think are still not going to events. They're just not comfortable.
Right.
And I think, you know, just an open house sounds like maybe there's going to be a lot of people there.
Right.
I don't know if there's a better name.
Maybe
of
when
a-
we advertise it in the summer, we'll put a max of, we'll put the limit on the advertising.
Maybe they register for a time slot or
Right.
something. Or, I don't know. We can be creative with it. All right, so 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock on the 17th.
So make sure.
Pete's at 6, 7 o'clock is when game starts.
Yep. So if you get there, we'll chat and check things out. Kind of see how the game gets going. If you want to stay for the whole game, you can. If you have something else, you can certainly leave as you need to.
How long does the game usually run?
So as long as they start on time, we're usually done by 8:30.
8:30-ish.
8:30, quarter to 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Very good. Any other comments from anybody? Awesome. Item number 9 is a motion to adjourn.
My second one for the night.
Yeah.
Move to adjourn?
Do we have a second?
I second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.